This is just a sample of the audiobook. To get the complete audiobook, access the link posted in the first comment.
This book is about the persistence of one vital way in which Americans have argued about politics. From the birth of the United States to the present day, images of conflict between the powerful and the powerless have run through our civic life, filling it with discord and meaning. The haughty financier wraps chains of debt around small farmers who grow food and fibers for the nation. The stout industrialist, top hat on his fleshy head and diamond stickpin gleaming from his silk tie, clashes with the working man dressed in overalls or second-hand suit, his jaw firm and his muscles taut. The federal bureaucrat, overeducated and amoral, scoffs at the God-fearing nuclear family in its modest home, a crucifix on the wall and a flagpole in the yard. In every campaign season, scores of politicians, both liberal and conservative, vow to fight for middle-class taxpayers and against a variety of bureaucrats, fat cats, and big men. Such images, and countless others like them, make up the language of populism. Whether orated, written down, drawn, broadcast, or televised, this language is used by those who claim to speak for the vast majority of Americans who work hard and love their country. That is the most basic and telling definition of populism. A language whose speakers conceive of ordinary people as a noble assemblage, not bounded narrowly by class, view their elite opponents as self-serving and undemocratic, and seek to mobilize the former against the latter. Through the past 2 centuries, most movement activists and insurgent politicians have judged certain ordinary Americans to be more virtuous, or at least more significant than others. Populist speakers typically expressed their highest esteem for citizens who inhabited what the novelist E.L. Doctorow calls the large middle world, neither destitute nor privileged, that of the ordinary working man. Yeoman farmers, urban craftsmen, native-born factory workers, homeowners struggling to pay their taxes. White working men never exclusively composed this people, but it was usually shaped in their image. Black activists had a standing quarrel with the categories at issue. For them, the elite was one to which the majority of white Americans belonged, their own people a minority whose special history and status threatened to break the mold. Still, the language of populism in the United States expressed a kind of idealistic discontent that did not always obey demographic borders. Pitched battles between us and them often involved debates about the meaning of Americanism itself. Populist speakers in the United States voiced a profound outrage with elites who ignored, corrupted, and/or betrayed the core ideal of American democracy. Rule by the common people who expected their fellow citizens to advance by diligence, practical intelligence, and a faith in God alone. There have, of course, been populisms in the history of other nations, movements and political figures that consistently express the belief that virtue resides in the simple people, who are the overwhelming majority, and in their collective traditions. But populism in the United States has made the unique claim that the powers that be are transgressing the nation's founding creed, which every permanent resident should honor. In this sense, American populism binds, even as it divides.